welcome back to Icov Tv, our weekly live program bringing you all the news, latest stories from the West Midlands. My name is Michał Wojtczak.
And my name is Laura Jurigel. Today we will be going through some exciting stories from in and around West Midlands.
Exactly. We'll be covering all the biggest events as they happen. This includes Coventry Blitz anniversary, reminding us of the brutal attacks on the city during World War II.
We will also discuss a VR experience inspired by Coventry's history.
Then we'll catch up with the War and Peace Poetry competition.
We will explain why you might expect some late post deliveries in Coventry over the Christmas period. Also, we'll dive into the International Coventry Film Festival on its 4th visit to the city. But before we start, to keep up to date with the latest stories, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram accounts, and visit our website at icov.co.uk.
Don't forget, we are also currently live on Icov Radio, but now today's headlines with Ben Masters.
Thanks, Michael. In local news, the M42 has reopened after a 12-hour closure following the discovery of a body. This resulted in hundreds of vehicles being trapped for up to 9 hours. The motorway finally reopened in both directions at around 5 a.m. this morning. In other news, seizures sought in young men as smuggled unlicensed erectile dysfunctional drugs are flooding the market. The medicine regulator in the UK seized £2.5 million worth of illicit pills in 2012 to 2013. By 2016, that had increased to £17.4 million, bringing the total seized over the past 5 years to £49.4 million. And finally, a recently salvaged and restored Leonardo da Vinci painting has sold for a record-breaking sum at auction. Salvatore Mundi, the artist's portrait of Christ, was sold for £342 million at Christie's in New York. It is thought to date back to the 1500s and is one of only 16 verified Leonardo originals in existence. That is it for today's bulletin. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ben. Now let's move on to our first story regarding the Coventry Blitz.
77 years ago, Coventry had been destroyed after the attacks that occurred on the evening of 14 November. The city and cathedral were reduced to rubble. From this devastation, the city has become a beacon of peace and hope. On today's show, we remember that day and those who lost their lives. Our reporter Charlotte Rogers has the story.
In honour of the anniversary of the Coventry Blitz, which happened on the 14th of November 1940, I got the pleasure of interviewing Coventry Blitz survivors Brian and Jean and learning about their personal experiences in the war. They told me how Coventry was thriving with industry. It had motoring and engineering factories all over the city. But what was it really like to live in Coventry after the terrible bombing had happened?
It was pretty horrific, but as children, the full horror didn't hit you. Walking down to see my grandparents and saying, "What's that there?" and Dad said, "Oh, nothing very much." But I found out afterwards that was where the bodies were, and they hadn't had time to bury them properly, you know.
I was 6 coming up 7. Because we were bombed out, say 2 weeks before the cathedral got hit, and because of that, my mum used to put me and my 2 brothers and the girl next door to sleep in an Anderson shelter. We slept there every night until the all clear went, and then we were put back in our own beds, probably about midnight or afterwards. And the night we got bombed, as I said, they were aiming for the. We lived on the edge of the city. Jean lived more in the centre of things. The night our bomb dropped, there were 10 of us in a small Anderson shelter, and I'm probably here because of one of those. It shook our house to pieces. Overnight, my mum and dad lost a house. They were a young couple, 3 small children, and even got an old car in the garage, which was pretty unusual for the time. So they were, you know, on the up, shall we say, as a family. And overnight, they lost everything. The morning after the Blitz, we all sort of moved down to an aunt and uncle's house. And for a couple of nights, we slept on mattresses on the floor or wherever you could get.
Air raids happened all over the city, and Jean and Brian were only 2 of the children and family members affected by the war.
That footage really puts the perspective of the horrific attacks on Coventry.
Indeed, to be honest, I can't even imagine the life in a war.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I can't imagine it as well. Hopefully, it will never ever happen
Exactly.
again anywhere. But staying on the Coventry Blitz, to give a better insight into what happened, Bianca Wright has developed a unique VR project. Our reporter Matt Osborne has checked this out.
In 1940. History will remember this day as the day when tragedy fell on the English city of Coventry. A city embellished in the grit of post-war architecture, where very little now stands of the original city from those 1940 days. The ruins of its many historical buildings dot the landscape, and people, even today, walk through them without any idea of those who came before. One team has as close to an experience as you can get with the use of VR. A project funded by the Google Digital Institute has been released to the public as part of the commemoration of the Coventry Blitz. In an interview with lead manager of the project and lecturer at Coventry University, Bianca Wright, she stated that
initially the idea was to look at how gamification and virtual reality could be used to communicate a news story. We centred on the Coventry Blitz because the Coventry Telegraph always innovates with its coverage of the anniversary. So last year, for example, they live tweeted the anniversary as though it were happening, as though the Blitz were happening on that night. And we've brought the experience to them and we've used it as part of their teaching around the Coventry Blitz.
What we wanted to do was utilise virtual reality as a sort of innovative way in which to do that. So we decided to do it in a sort of two-pronged direction. So one direction was to look at, I think that depends on the person really. So we found that some of the older people that might have been 4 or 5 at the time, which are they still have memories. Some of them may have felt that it didn't have the same impact, which I think is probably quite fair, because using new technologies to find out if there are different ways in which we should deliver that. So it's more of an exploratory project. We're just sort of testing out whether there's a feedback for that in the public. So what we do now is we review our data and see what the general reception is.
Matthew Osborne, Icov News. Back to you.
Wow, today's technology is really impressive. Being able to see the perspective of the past historic events is truly groundbreaking, isn't it?
Yes, of course it is. And you know, I really think that such projects it might contribute to the increase of the number of young people who are interested in history.
Yes, and in terms of the history, it's now possible to, with Coventry Blitz VR experience, which you can find on our Icov website. So have a try and let us know what do you think about that game by posting on our Facebook and Twitter profiles. Despite the fact you can't really experience the poetry on VR glasses yet, there is still a chance to admire something fabulous. War and Peace Poetry Competition came back to Coventry for the second time, declaring another winner of the poetry competition in the city. Kirsty Hatton has the story.
We're here at the War and Peace Poetry Competition at the Coventry Mosaic Church as part of Coventry's Peace Festival fortnight. The church hosted a day full of poetry, afternoon tea and even some live music.
The War and Peace Poetry Competition started last year and I was fortunate enough to win it. I was really pleased to ask to be involved in it. I've done a lot of events with Positive Images who run the competition over the last year, and so it's Leanne and myself that are on the judging panel. It was the best job in the world because I enjoyed reading every single poem. Every single poem had something that was of value in it, that was interesting. It was also the worst job in the world because then we had to narrow it down and then narrow it down until we had a first, second and third. It's so lovely to see there's so much talent in our community, but also word got out and other people from different cities and actually different countries entered the competition as well this year.
The beauty about Positive Images Festival is it's always been a community festival, as free as possible, inviting every community to come and take part in so many different diverse activities. And I think that needs to be included in the bid because Positive Images Festival, I would say, is the biggest festival that comes from Coventry. Of course you've got Godiva, but that's only for a tiny weekend compared to Positive Images Festival, which goes on for 2 weeks.
Where I would one day tread among creatures and beings who are quite beyond the law.
Michael, don't you admire people with such an amazing talent?
Of course I do.
You know, I can't imagine myself writing even 2 lines of the poem. It would probably take ages.
Trust me, for me it would take even longer. Of course I like reading, but I don't find myself as a good writer.
By the way, it's getting a bit cold
Oh
here.
yeah, I see this, definitely.
Yeah, I feel the winter coming.
Yeah, I can disagree with you, of course. You know, the only thing I love about winter, to be honest, is Christmas and New Year's Eve celebration. But now I can't wait to start my shopping.
You know, we should be more careful with that this year.
Why?
Because changes in Royal Mail's employability system, they caused a high dissatisfaction among all the postmen. Potentially, they might be striking right before the Christmas Eve. Our reporter, Matthew Rayleigh, will tell you more about it.
Royal Mail Union members had a vote on whether or not they should strike over concerns for their pension and also about new working hours. I went to speak to a Coventry postie called Rachel to get her opinion on it all as a union member herself.
We all had a vote to whether we wanted to strike or not. They want the pay to increase. Pensions, they want to take down security for new and part-time workers. They want to change working times, working hours, which would mean that we'd be in the heat of the sun in the summer and potentially in pitch black at night time, which isn't good really for any postie.
I also reached out to the Coventry head union rep Des Arthur, who had this to say on the matter. Our aim has never been to have a strike for the sake of it. We want an agreement, but Royal Mail Group refuses to send people to the negotiating table with the authority to negotiate. Royal Mail Group has declared that it will impose changes on the pension scheme on the 1st of April 2018. Changes will mean a 30% reduction in the expected pension promise, and our members will have to choose between working until they die or retiring in poverty. The union wishes to embrace new technology and ensure that its members get the best benefits for this, not just the shareholders who have had $500,000 a day from the sale.
Laura, I can't imagine the disruption that the strike would cause over the Christmas, especially with people buying their presents, yeah?
Yes, you know, I'll be honest with you. As a woman, I can't imagine a Black Friday without a next day delivery.
Earlier, yeah. Since we don't know the specific dates of a strike, I realize how stressed you are. Yeah, but can you just go to the shop?
You know, online shopping, it offers you a wide range of products, so no, I can't go to the shop.
Okay,
sorry,
obviously.
no way.
But now it's time for the weather update with Scott Jones.
Hello there. It's been a rather nippy past week, and I'm afraid it's not going to get much better. Highs today of 13 degrees Celsius, but get ready for some strong wind and a light drizzle with a heavy onset of clouds. There will also be lows of -2. You'll be somewhat glad to hear, however, that this will be followed by sunshine and showers on Friday, though it will drop to around 9 degrees Celsius. This will span the entirety of the weekend, with winds and showers gently easing over Saturday. With an overnight frost looking most likely, it seems that winter is coming.
Thank you, Scott. Today we have a special guest in our studio, Lost Pettit, a Coventry-based singer who this year performed at the Coventry Godiva Festival.
Exactly. Thank you so much for coming, Liz. And first of all, you've been performing on this year Godiva Festival, right?
Yeah.
So can you share with us your experience?
Yeah, it was great. It was a highlight for me. Yeah, I've been working up towards that, and yeah, it was a great day, and I enjoyed every second of it.
How did you manage to get there?
I had to go through 2 heats, Godiva heats, and yeah, I won the second heat, and yeah, it was great.
May I just ask you one question?
Yeah, of course.
Do you still get nervous before entering the stage? Do you have that stage
Yeah, a little
fear?
bit. I get good nerves, and yeah, it gives me that drive to go on to the stage and do a great show.
Okay. And do your music lyric hide any secret message?
Yeah, I think they're just about life in general and relationships and personal development, that sort of thing.
So what is your next step in your career? Are you planning something new?
Yeah, I'll be recording next year, and then I'll be looking for a manager and hopefully a contract.
So what are you going to sing for us today?
A song, Is It Not Enough?
Is that your song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can't wait to hear that, actually. Thanks so much for coming, and
thank you, cheers.
We can't wait to see you on the stage just in a moment. But now the International Film Festival returned to Coventry this month. For 2 nights, the best films from around the globe were screened at the Icov Arts venue. Our reporter Megan has the latest.
The
4th Coventry International Film Festival was held at Icov Arts venue on the 10th and 11th of November. We spoke to some people involved about the festival and the importance on filmmakers.
The film festival is an independent platform for filmmakers from all over the world. We had started making our own films about 4 years ago and submitting them to festivals all over the world, and we weren't being accepted. So in a fit of pique, I thought, well, I'll set up my own festival and encourage other filmmakers as well to submit their films.
I have a short film on Coventry Film Festival. It's called The Farewell, and it's about a car crash. It's about like telling the loved ones what you want to tell them before it's too late.
I've recently produced Waking David, which is playing at the Coventry International Film Festival. It's all about figuring out when is a good time to basically say the truth or keep it a secret and how that affects people.
I'm here to support our film and just to see it do well. Hopefully people will like it.
So this is the 4th?
4th one this year, yes. And it keeps growing.
Do you have plans to have any more in the future?
Oh yes, we're going every year. We've already started taking submissions. This festival was aimed at people who are self-financing independent filmmakers, and it's a platform for them to have their work shown, which I think is very important, because if you're making short films, the chances of it being picked up by a major network or by a major film company are extremely remote.
Film festivals are essential to connect with your audience and also find your audience as well.
It's a way for people like us, independent filmmakers who maybe don't have a lot of money, to get our films shown. So it's massively important because we can get our film out to the public, and also we can make contacts with other filmmakers. So, you know, it's a very good thing to have film festivals.
So for me it's a really good opportunity to show other filmmakers as well as the audience what I'm able to do. So in that way it really develops my opportunities, and it's also a good way for me to try new things out, to see if there's an audience who wants to connect with me, to enjoy my thoughts and my stories.
This has been Megan Rhodes reporting for Icov.
It's such a shame I couldn't attend this festival this year, Michael. Did you go there?
No, I didn't. Sorry, like yourself, I was unable to attend, full of creative minds, you know. But now, that's all for today's show. Thank you so much for watching.
And don't forget to check out our website at www.icov.co.uk for the latest news and updates with everything happening across West Midlands. We will see you back here exactly at the same time next week, but now we are leaving you with Los Petit and his song, Not Enough. Bye bye.
Is it not enough to know your heart, my friend? Is it not enough to feel the breeze again? Is it not enough to appreciate yourself? Is it not enough to know your own worth? But I guess you're still looking, you're still wanting, you're still needing so much more. Is it not enough to understand your mind? Is it not enough to swallow your pride? Is it not enough to have it in the palm of your hand? Is it not enough to make your stand? But I guess you're still looking, you're still wanting, you're still needing so much more. So much more. and the future's out of sight. Is it not enough? Is it not enough? Is it